Hey everyone, this is Edison Guzman with Adria Gross of Midwest Insurance Advocacy. How are you, Adria?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic today. We're going to talk about a lot of different things in all these different interviews. And I know you have a lot of videos online that tell people a lot of great tips and everything. So the purpose of this interview is just so that we can tackle one topic at a time.
Okay.
And today I want to talk about when someone's medical claim is denied. Take me through the steps that an individual can take to get their medical bill paid.
Well, I gotta tell you, what's happening a lot is the insurance company gets the bill, and what do? They say, hey, let's deny it. They don't even read it. They don't even look at it. And that happens quite frequently. So they deny it, and it even says on the papers that they send you, you have a right to appeal it. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, I'm going to appeal this. I'm ready to do that. Sometimes people come to me before they do the appeal because they don't know how to do the appeal. So, okay, so we do the appeal. And sometimes, too often, they deny it again. So then we're going to go ahead and do another appeal. Now you could do this on your own. You don't need to hire me.
Right. So let's backtrack a little bit
Right.
here. What are some of the initial steps that you have to take? If they deny you at first and then you come back, but what are the steps that you're taking? Do you contact the medical office first? Do you contact the insurance company? What are the steps?
Okay, usually what happens is you don't know why it's being denied. So you're going to call the insurance company and say, what's going on here? Why am I being denied? And they should know the answer to that question. Sometimes you have people who are not that skilled at it, and you might have to go to a higher level. But that's the first question is, why am I being denied? And you'll call the insurance company. And sometimes you might not have sent that bill in on time, or the doctor might not have sent it in on time. And then, where are you going to go from there? But the first thing is call the insurance company, find out why. Now, let's say, like that situation I just said to you, that they didn't send it in on time. You go back to that doctor and say, hey, look, my insurance company is not paying for your services because you didn't send it in on time. So then you got to see how they're going to respond. They might even go back to the insurance company for you. Okay? But you're going to talk to the insurance company, find out why, and in a case like that, you're going to go to the doctor. But I could tell you so many different stories of what goes on for denials. There's so many reasons for denials.
So the whole thing is, I guess you have to build a case before you call them up, and even after. That's just you building the case so that you can appeal, your denial of claim.
Right.
So what happens? Are there deadlines, like you mentioned, that the doctor has to send in by a certain date? Can you shed a little bit of light on that?
So the insurance companies work differently. One in particular, they might have to. It's got to be within 3 months, or you get the denial, you have to respond within 15 days. They have a period of time as for when the claim needs to be submitted, and even if it's denied, how many days you have to appeal it. Okay, and again, what we were saying before about a doctor is a lot of times the doctor doesn't submit it on time. And some of those insurance companies won't even make you responsible for the bill. They might just send it back to the doctor and say, you can't bill this person.
Oh my God. So are there different levels of appeals, or is it just pretty much?
So what happens is when you do your first appeal, then, they usually give you a right to appeal it again. And then you get denied again. And then you're going to appeal it again. So you have to look at that letter that insurance company is sending you as for, if they even tell you right from the get-go with the first denial, how many denials you're going to have to go through. And sometimes that's even on the letter that's attached to the denial.
Okay, so what are some of the common pitfalls that people fall into when they submit these things and they're denied again? What are some of the things that you can shed some light on?
Well, I got to tell you, a woman called me yesterday. I helped her quite a bit in the past. And she's in the medical field, but she knows nothing about billing. She's not a doctor. She happens to be a professor at a university. And I said to her, okay, I will send the bills in if you want, but let's look for this first. Do you have a federal tax ID number from that provider? Do you have an NPI number? That's a National Provider Identification Number, which is 10 digits. The tax ID is usually 9 digits, but you need a tax ID, you need the NPI number, you need the address of the doctor, you need the diagnosis, you need the procedure code,
Wow.
and they have to put down the charge. And one of the things I said to her, even before I looked at it, I said, listen, they can't combine those procedure codes, because sometimes they do. And that's going to be thrown back at you because they're not going to pay that.
Okay, so it
Yeah.
seems like there are so many things going on at the same time. People can actually do this, but you help individuals as an insurance advocate. You help people through this. So how would someone be able to contact you if they just have questions and they just want to ask you a few things?
Well, my name is Adria Gross. I'm the owner of MedWise Insurance Advocacy. My website is www.medicalinsuranceadvocacy.com. My phone number is 845-978-9493. I really recommend you give me a call. We'll talk for a little bit, a few minutes, see if I can help you. Sometimes there are claims that you can't really do anything with. Or, you know, I always give free information, and then if they want to hire me, they can. But sometimes it's so small, I recommend that they just pay the bill, you know. So, but I'm always here to help, and, you know, and advise.
Excellent. Well, Adria, we're going to keep this one nice and short. We're going to have a lot more topics for just stay tuned, everyone, because I'm going to be picking her brains dry, okay? Any last words for this interview?
I always say this, and if you heard it before, the thing is, don't give up. You have to fight for your rights. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Adria. We'll see you at the next video.
Thank you.